means something to his whole family, and I thought that was really important. I think any time that we can sign a young man in this state that's from the state and that his dad played here, it's just it makes it something special. And I've always said, when you look back in our past, when the coaches were really successful here, even when I was here the last time, we had a lot of in-state kids.
Right.
So if you have a great year in-state, 3 or 4 years down the road, I think it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
And I see Zach Williams being one of those special in-state kids. He's just he can run. He's long. He's got great length. He's real quiet, but when he gets on the field, he surprises you because he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played.
What kind of spring did you think he had?
I thought he had a good spring. One story I can tell about him, we lined up one-on-one one day, and he went against one of the senior starting offensive tackles, and he got embarrassed a little bit. And then the next day when they put him back up, he jumped up in front of him, and he got him back, which that made me know right there that, okay, this guy's going to be okay.
Yeah. I think you were alluding to when I was talking about him. He basically got 3 senior ends, and then he got 3 freshmen. I'm not sure I've ever seen a depth chart like
I've never seen one like that either. And what's crazy, it's 3 true freshmen. It's not redshirt freshmen. We're just so thankful that those 3 kids were able to get here in January because it's made a big difference, and all 3 of them will play.
Yeah. As a coach, how do you coach the seniors and freshmen? No redshirts,
Well,
what's that like coaching?
It's
like that?
Here's what's a little bit different. Is that we hadn't been here that long anyway, so I'm coaching them all the same.
Right.
Those 3 kids know that I'm not going to have any more patience with them than I do those other 3.
Yeah.
So, and I'm getting a lot of help out of Gabe and some of those older guys that's been around. I think does a good job as a leader in that room, and he speaks up a little bit, and hopefully he's done a good job with them this summer. If he hadn't, I'll have to have a nice talk with him.
What's the dynamic like between seniors and freshmen? Because they're competing, but obviously the seniors are way ahead of them, and hopefully they're taking them under their wings and kind of showing them the ropes. I mean, what's that dynamic like when there's so much, age difference?
Well, I think it's the trust, and if they, here's what we told all that last class that came in though, and I told Matayo the other day, we were actually talking about it, not to sit back and wait. You don't have to be a junior or senior to be a leader in that room, and that's what we're looking for even out of these young kids is start taking that leadership role. We're expecting you to be able to do the same things that the seniors are doing. The only difference is you just don't have the experience.
Right.
Obviously those kids have never played in a college football game. They've especially never played in the SEC, and it's going to, it'll take some work, but crap, I remember Trey Flowers doing it one time.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about those senior guys, just from a talent standpoint, that now they've been in your system a little bit? Just kind of what are you looking for from those seniors?
Well, I saw them change a lot in the spring, and I'm looking at it more or less like they were even freshmen. And what I mean by that, you see that jump a lot of times from a freshman once he gets back into camp his sophomore year. It's amazing how much they change. So I'm hoping I see that same change out of these 3 seniors. To me, again, it's going into their sophomore year with us.
You may have already touched on it, but Jonathan Marshall, he's a freak in the weight room. And Drew was just talking about that. Your take on that?
Yeah, Jonathan, obviously he is, from what he's done in the weight room. And what we have to do is get him to carry that to the field and use that. It's a little bit different once you get on the field. Yeah, the strength is great. That's what we're looking for. Now he's got to parlay that into being a great football player too.
How do you feel about that?
How do you hope to utilize him this year?
Well, we're going to play him inside. We're not going to rotate him back and forth. We felt like that hurt his production last year. We felt like we had to do it just because we had no one. But we've had this conversation with him and as a staff, and we're going to line him up in there at tackle and let him play.
How do you feel about the ends as a group overall?
I think we're going to be fine. Again, those 3 freshmen will have to play. They're going to have depth, but it's going to be exciting. I think they'll play hard. That's going to be my biggest deal. Hey, you might not do everything right. Your technique might not be perfect. You might even have a bust, but as long as you're playing full speed, then we got a chance to make plays.
It sounds like those freshmen are all in